Guys, this is Stephen with The Forge, checking in with day 24 of our 2-year reading plan of the first year. Today we read Genesis chapter 35. If you're wondering why it looks a little different today, it's because I'm definitely in a different place. I'm at work right now. I'm in my work truck. This morning I wanted to spend a little extra time resting with my kids, and so I decided that I was going to videotape sometime today when time permitted while I was at work. So if you're wondering why my hair's combed, why I look semi-professional, why I'm in a really cool truck that you can see in the background because I can't really show you what it looks like, that's why. Today's reading is super cool. So today I really wanted to focus on Jacob building an altar to the Lord in the beginning of this chapter. And then also I wanted to focus on how he loses his dad and Rachel. He loses both Isaac and Rachel. So Jacob builds an altar to the Lord, and during that process, he's building it just to honor God. And I really just want to focus on that. I don't have my Bible in front of me, so I really hope you read this chapter on your own. But the reality is Jacob is an example, as many other men before him, including even his own previous actions, of men who honor God by stopping and making an altar. When God blesses them, they make an altar. When God blesses them in ways that maybe we don't see as a blessing, but they see it as a blessing, they build an altar to the Lord so that they can honor him and praise him. And then we also see that God reconfirms what he already knew, is that he's gonna make him a great nation. And he's gonna bring the blessing, he's going to provide the blessing, the promise that he offered to Abraham and Isaac. And then now, of course, Jacob. That's why you hear the promise of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all the time with many biblical circles. But then also in this same chapter, after he builds an altar to the Lord, he loses his father, Isaac, and his wife, Rachel. He loses Rachel first and then Isaac. They bury Rachel, and then Isaac, him and Esau come together and bury him as well. And what I find interesting about that is Esau, as we know, was really mad at Jacob because of everything he did. But yet Esau put that aside, loved on his brother, and now they're burying their father together. And so we see that many relationships can have reconciliation. That no matter what you do, you're never too far away to make corrections in your life, to love those and love God. But also, there is nothing in our life that is too great, too small, or too broken where we can't build altars to God. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to go build something as Jacob and them did and say, hey, this is an altar for God because he's blessed me. I don't know if you really need to do that. But our life should be a living sacrifice, as an altar is. When God sees our life, he should smell the goodness of our life as incense that they would do in the Old Testament, where he's smelling a sweet fragrance from our life, knowing that we are following him and trusting him. So the question is, even though this is a short one today, the question is, are you like Jacob, building altars before the Lord because he's blessed you, even if God doesn't remind you of the promise that he's given you? Because he really doesn't have to remind us. He really didn't have to remind Jacob and them, but I feel like God likes to reassure us. And today's context, we get the reminding reassurance through his word, through prayer, through fellowship. So are you building altars to God, honoring him in all things? And during the process of life being lost, as Jacob lost Isaac and Rachel, are you loving God permanently in your life by being an example to those around you through death? Meaning, are you in so much mourning where people don't recognize that you trust God, that there's an afterlife? Or are you in so much contentment knowing that God has his hands around your loved ones who follow God, that you bury them, honor their life, and you move forward? I hope that made sense. This is off the cuff. I'm super pumped for the day. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you later.